Shalom, where the Hebrew Israelites coming out week in and week out, prophesying the downfall of America, which is also known as Babylon the Great, Sodom and Egypt. Giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem, Harakakadash. Double honor to the apostles and others, great those called Shalom to the hopeless elect. Pushing the word of truth and sincerity. What we're out here to do is to reveal the secrets of the Bible, which in these last days have been given to certain men, the Yahweh, Yahushai, the true power, the university calls, to speak these words of truth and sincerity, in order to wake up the elect of the nation of Israel, which consists of so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and also Israelite foreigners. They have come out of these other nations as Israel has been spread throughout the four corners of the earth. This information is being pushed out because we're in the last days. What we have going on right now is that the wicked are ruling the earth. Job 9. Job 9:24. It says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is it? And so the wicked are ruling the earth right now. And these people that are known as the wicked in the Bible is the so-called white man, which goes back to Esau and Edom. That's who's running the earth at this present moment in time, and he's pushing all manner of wickedness, throughout the four corners of the earth. And because of that, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is getting ready to destroy this man's system. Because of homosexuality, adultery, the mistreatment of the Israelites, and all the wickedness that goes on in the earth, destroying the earth's atmosphere, the rainforests, the oceans are being polluted, the earth is basically sick and dying because of this man. And so the Lord is getting ready to bring wrath upon the earth because of these things.
Let no man deceive you by any means. For that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed.
And the reason why this was said is because you had Israelites that were following Yahushua back then that were asking if the Lord was going to restore the kingdom in their present time, during their lifetime. And so what Paul was saying was that Israel was going to fall away before Yahweh Yahushua comes back.
We would go into captivity again, and we would lose our heritage, man. We fell away from understanding who we were as a people. We are as a people. Look at the majority of the Israelites today, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans. They're fucked the hell up. They're eating abominable foods, participating in abominable acts. They themselves have become abominable. So that falling away has happened. Now we're in the time where the elect is being gathered, being stirred up for the kingdom of heaven to be established on this earth. So that's saying that falling away already came to place. It already took place. Shoot, we're still living in that falling away. But the elect is being woken up. Another reason why I brought this out is like Mother talked out, we're here to fulfill the Trinity. It says, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. Who's the wicked spoken of in the Job? Which is Esau, the white man. That's the wicked, that's the son of perdition, which perdition goes into the word destruction. Meaning he was set up to destroy, and ultimately he's going to be destroyed. Like it tells you in verse 18, verse 19. It says that they're going to be, there shall be no remnant. Meaning no survivor of the nation of Esau after we have them in captivity. We're in captivity right now. You Israelites, man. And as it tells you, he that killed with the sword must be killed with the sword. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. So now it's going to turn on Esau. Now it's his turn to start getting smoke, to catch the smoke. Now it's his turn to be in captivity. Okay? And that's happening as we go on right now. You see all these curses being thrown upon Esau. This world is Esau's world. Like the brother brought out. Job 9:24, the earth was given into the hand of the wicked. This is his world. These Edomites are ruling. But look at them, man. They're catching pure fucking hell in their own system. Their economy's failing. They gotta suffer with these harsh elements. I'm complaining about the heat. But man, Esau ain't got no protection from the heat. This is his kingdom, man. He's losing.
Yeah, his enterprise is falling to pieces. Alright? Everybody that was in league with him, alright, they're turning against him. You see all these tensions happening between these nations. Alright, Yahweh Shai is stirring up a war that's getting ready to happen soon. And it's all for judgment of these other nations for all the wickedness that they've done on the earth and the evil that they've done, alright, to the Israelites, so-called Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans. One thing to remember, alright, is that you being an Israelite, the reason why you're in this position is because of the wickedness that you did. Alright, this is punishment. Okay? But see, because Yahweh Shai made covenants with your forefathers, alright, the Lord's not going to forsake you. And instead, he's raising up an elect for salvation from the Lord's wrath that's coming soon, man. Okay? But for those that don't want to repent and receive Yahweh Shai, okay, the Lord's going to use Esau, Edom, the wicked, okay, to destroy you. We have to be saved from the wrath of these nations coming through the wrath of Yahweh Shai, man. That's why in Revelation 12:12 it says that woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil has come down upon you, having great wrath. That's why he's going door to door, checking who's back, who's got that jab, okay? And it's military operatives doing it, right? That's why you have all these executive orders going through about domestic terrorism. The New World Order is being set up, and it's going to come in with great violence, man. All right? This economy is collapsing. All right? And this devil is not going to help you. In fact, he wants you so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to die, man. All right? Because most of you live in these different inner cities and these different neighborhoods within urban areas, all right, where you're basically going to be left without anything except for a bunch of hungry people all around you, man. And people are going to be fighting and killing each other over food, over water, all right? And people are so accustomed in America to things being the way that they are that you people are going to be ravenous when it happens. But this is all judgment, all right? Yahweh Shai's judgment, man. Esau's going to come in like a flood, all right? This Revelation 11 and 18. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come. That's what we're getting ready to see soon, man. The wrath of Yahweh Shai, man. And the time of the dead that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants, the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth. Alright? So the Lord is coming back, alright, to bring judgment upon the earth.
And also save the elect. It's like you quoted Revelation 12:12. The first part of it says, rejoice in heavens. Which those heavens is referring to the elect. time to bug out, lose faith. It's not the time to, really doubt that Yahweh Shai can't save you, man. Esau's going to come door to door. We don't even know if he's actually going to do this, okay? But he's saying he's going to. So he might. The real time is when he implements the mark of the beast, the MOB. That's when he's actually living for you, to check. And even in that, we shouldn't fear because Yahweh Shai can split moment to save you. Just like we were talking in the chats about the earthquake. I was in my feelings, and then out of nowhere, an earthquake struck, and it was like, man, the Lord could instantly just intervene, instantly, just like that. Like what he did to the wicked ass Israelites. The earth opened up and swallowed them, and it happened instantly. So Yahweh Shai, his hand is not, how does it go? His hand isn't short and it can't save it. His promise. Yahweh Shai is going to save 1/3 of the nation of Israel. While 2/3 are destroyed on the face of the earth. Why? Because they worship Esau. 2/3 of our people literally worship Esau. Okay, here it is. You can tell them the truth, and they'll hate you for it. And it's not that they hate us, and they hate the spirit of Yahweh Shai.
This is Isaiah 41:13. For I, the Lord Yahweh, thy power, will hold thy right hand, saying unto thee, fear not, I will help thee. Fear not, thou worm Jacob, and ye men of Israel, I will help thee, saith the Lord, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel.
So Yahweh Shai already said he's going to help you. He said he's going to hold you by your right hand, by your right hand, which means your power hand. Okay, your hand that you use in every operation. So pretty much what the Lord is saying is that I'm gonna deliver you from whatever comes against you. Okay? He said, fear not thou worm Jacob. When you look at the word worm, it means maggot. And a maggot is a very inferior creature. That's why flies drop maggots in something that's already dead. Because it can't fend for itself and find its own food. The Lord knows the condition that we're in. We're weak out here, man. At any moment, Esau can come, or anybody can come and just put us to death. Now, that's not the program. That's not the will of the Lord. But that's factual of what can take place. What are you gonna do if they do come to your door and they want to vaccinate you and your family? What are you gonna do? That's where your faith is going to be tested, man. Certain things like that. Because you can't get carnal. Esau's the master of carnality. You get carnal with him, you'll get more carnal with him. I don't want to say if that does happen, the Lord delivers us, man. However, the spiritual power, okay, or just, delivers us however he does. Because it does say that when the enemy comes in like a flood, Yahweh Shai is going to give him a standard against him. And the enemy is Esau, the so-called white man. All right, and all these other nations. Just got to keep saying that. And the ears of our people, man. And our people don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear the truth.
Yeah, this jab is not meant to help you, man. It's meant to mark you now.
Doesn't help you, it's going to kill you.
It ain't nothing good.
Yeah.
It's nothing nice.
It was just that feeling like a history writer or a northern king. He showed you it was like the loin. And then it had part in his hand. And somebody in the comments said that's for the MOB. So when they put it in, it has that dimension.
Yeah. Well, then not only you think about it too, it's glowing, right? And imagine all of them have this property where they glow like that. If they round up a whole bunch of people and stick them in a room, you're going to glow if you got it. They're going to be able to pick out who doesn't have it immediately. So this thing is all part of a plan. It's all part of an agenda, all right, that Esau is pushing to enslave you, man. All right? Ultimately, you know, to put that microchip in. All right, this is Isaiah 41:15. Behold, I will make thee a new sharp threshing instrument having teeth. Thou shalt thresh the mountains and beat them small, and shall make the hills as chaff. Thou shalt fan them, and the wind shall carry them away, and the whirlwind shall scatter them. And thou shalt rejoice in the Lord, and shalt glory in the Holy One of Israel. Okay? So it said he will make you a new sharp threshing instrument. This is the hope, all right, for the Israelites. That's what's in these scriptures. Yahweh Shem Yahushai commands you to have faith in him and to believe, all right, in these words. All right? Yahweh Shem Yahushai said that, you know, if you call upon him in truth and in sincerity, he's going to deliver you. And this is the salvation that he has prepared for you. All right? Because you're helpless here. All right? You're absolutely helpless here, man. You know, this guy comes door to door. You know, if you get violent with that person, they'll lock you in a cage, man.
Just give you a second. The scripture says, you know, you can't trust him. You can't trust him with weapons.
Very important things to understand. This Revelation 12:12. It says, therefore rejoice in heavens, you that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he has but a short time. Alright, and that wrath is going to come. Alright, when Esau is out here, alright, forcing people into concentration camps. Alright, killing people in the streets, alright, and ultimately he wants to implement a microchip to be put in you so that you will basically bow down to his system, man. Alright, now the Lord is going to intervene, alright, and you know, the elect aren't going to get microchipped, but this is the plan that he has for you, alright. This devil, he wants to be like the Most High. He wants the entire world to get microchipped. He wants everybody, man. His thing is, he thinks he already took down Israel. He wants everything else.
This is 2 Ezra chapter 16, verse 68. It says, for behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you. And they shall take away certain of you, and feed you, being idle, with things offered unto idols.
Yep. So that's talking about being fed this microchip. Because they're going to take you away. What are they going to do with you? They're going to lock you in a cage. And you're going to be idle. You're not going to be able to escape. And just like back during the time of the Maccabees, how they were trying to get Jake to sacrifice pigs and trying to get him to eat pork and all these different things, they're basically going to do that by presenting this microchip to you. All right, they want you to denounce, all right, the Most High, man.
And the scripture says, you know, your body is a temple of the Lord. That's why it says if you pretty much desecrate your body, the Lord's going to destroy you. So your body being a temple, you're going to put that, you know, you're going to present that sacrifice within that temple. You're going to bring that offering. And you're actually allowing Esau to be your God.
And that's that idol. Esau is that idol.
It says, and they that consent unto you shall be added to and trodden underfoot.
See, so this thing is going to be consensual. Elijah consents unto. And those that don't consent, Esau's just going to kill them. Try to kill them. But like I said, Yahweh Shai has to intervene. Alright, because there's nothing we can do. We would need Yahweh Shai to either send the angels or make something happen or give us spiritual power to be able to get through it, man.
It says, for there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection among those that fear the Lord.
That's why there's so much talk about domestic terrorism, where they're linking the Bible with so-called extremism and conspiracy theorists, calling them potential violent threats. You got these different groups. Most recently we've seen this whole thing about these Moors, and apparently they use the Bible too. And they got beards on their faces.
Yeah, because the Moors are Islamists. And then Muslims, they got to believe in the Torah, which is the first 5 books of Moses. So they go into the Bible. And then it's not just the Moors, you got other groups. But as of right now, that's the one that they're actually voting for or publishing. But it always takes place. They always demonize one group and another group. Before it was radical Christians. Project Keto. They're also Christians. That they want to come against Christians, veterans, militias, different cults. The Black Hebrew Israelites, Moors, Muslims. So it's not just us. But at the same time, Israelites are into all those things. So-called Black, Hispanics, Native Americans. The whole goal is to demonize and kill as many Israelites as they want, as they can. You got Israelites that are in militias. You got Israelites that are into Islam, that are into Christian cults, and all these other different movements, especially Israelites, because this is the truth, this is our true identity. What was the other thing a few years back? Black identity extremists.
Which that's just a paintbrush. You know what I'm saying? You say black identity extremist, and you can just label anybody you want as a black identity extremist.
Well, that nigga LZ, he said Yahweh Shai was a black identity extremist.
So that's just an agent, man.
That dude is an agent. This is what we deal with. This is what's going to happen. And you got agents like we just that are wolves in sheep's clothing. They present themselves to be Israelites, but in all actuality, they're preparing to take over the truth.
They don't actually believe. They're into this system.
They're into the commandment.
Yep. That's why that movie, The Matrix, is heavy, man. The Matrix goes into all that stuff. The agents, it talks about how agents could be anybody. They can become anybody. This is verse 69 again. They that consent unto them shall be added to derision, and in reproach, and trodden underfoot. For there shall be in every place, and in the next cities, a great insurrection among those that fear the Lord. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. Yep. So everybody that watches, they know what you're watching. So, if you're into conspiracies, all these different things, anything that Esau is going to feel like you're not going to comply with his New World Order, all right, basically you're a target, man. That's what's going on right now. Esau is trying to bring in his New World Order, which is all about madness. Homosexual agenda, Luciferianism, Satanism. That's the agenda, man. Do as thou wilt. Everybody come together. Everybody love each other. Coexist.
That's what it all is. It's him having full control and forcing everybody to live in wickedness, live in sin. You know, like that fucking video, bro.
Yep.
They said we won't convert your children. That's what Esau wants. Not just convert your children, he wants to convert you. And to be a full-blown Satanist, man. Get into a full-blown Esau-ness. He wants you to worship him as the Most High. And who is his God? Satan. You know, instead of me worshiping Yahweh Shai, which his God is Yahweh. This is what it's all about, man. It's all about righteousness versus wickedness. Like brothers mentioned, you know, it's a war over your soul. What do you want to do? You want to just lay down? Just lay down and give it up? Nah, man, this is a fight. You gotta constantly fight. It says, for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. So they're gonna take you out your home, man, even if you don't fucking pay them a good job. They gonna kick that bitch in. You're coming with us. On some Gestapo shit, for reals, real life. And we're warning you, we're telling you this is gonna happen because it's gonna happen. You know, I'm gonna read the next verse. It says, then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. So it's gonna be known out here before the deal goes down, before the Lord is doing it. And after, even though you're known to be a man of the Lord, or part of the 1/3, you're still gonna have to go through trials. You're still gonna be tried and tested. Why? Because you're gonna have to endure the MOE. You're gonna have to endure all these troops. You're gonna have to endure being demonized. Hey, y'all, bless you, y'all, shine, bless you, bless you, bless you, bless you. They are going to demonize us, man. They're going to say, oh, they're rapists. They like little girls. They teach that rape is okay. That all white people and everybody that ain't black or Hispanic or Latino are heathens, which is not true. We don't teach today. We say so-called white men because that's the indicator of who this fucking prick is. Okay? Read the scriptures. Read the scriptures, then come ask us questions, man. Okay?
Yeah, but you're not going to do that.
You're not.
That's why it's going to be, you know, death to us, basically, when it comes down to it.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to, because you're not going to understand, what is Isaiah 69? You know, you're not going to understand the majority of the earth. Romans?
Oh, yes, it's not.
Or Isaiah 69, get Isaiah 69. The majority of the earth isn't going to understand this. And that's the thing. So when people are going to be hostile towards this message, all right, you hear brothers say so-called white man. They're not, you're talking about Edomites. And not all of you that look like so-called white people are Edomites. You're just not. That's just the truth. That's just the fact of the matter. There are many so-called white people out here that are not Edomites.
And not just white people.
Yep.
You got Edomites, you got Ishmaelites, you got so-called Chinese, so-called Japanese. A lot of them. You know, a lot of them are Israelites too. You know, it's going to be a bigger surprise when you start seeing Israelite foreigners in these other nations. Because it's obvious, you know, we don't know about slavery and what was going on. You know, it's easy to see that you can have an Israelite that looks like an Edomite. That was really going to blow big clouds when you start seeing them look like Moabites, Ammonites, all the other nations. That was prophecy in Genesis.
Isaiah 10 and 21, the remnant shall return, even the remnant of Jacob, unto the mighty power. For though thy people Israel be as the sand of the sea, yet a remnant of them shall return. The consumption decree shall overflow with righteousness. And the Lord basically scattered Israel among all these nations. Israel was blessed to be numbered among the stars, man. To be and if you think about it, there's you can't number the stars, man. In fact, the universe just keeps expanding and growing, and more stars are created all the time. Okay? So Israel is, this thing is a lot deeper than what Esau wants to make it out to be. And and Esau wants to push a narrative, okay, to make us look like we're just some nut jobs, all right? And that we're dangerous and crazy and stuff. But the fact is, the things that we believe in are just, it's too high level for the majority of the earth to understand. Isaiah 6 and 9 tells us, go ahead.
There's Isaiah 6 and 9, and he said, "Go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not."
This is talking about Israelites. And this is who Yahweh Bashim Yahushua shows the word to. He shows the word to Israelites. And this is who he's talking to. He's talking to a nation of Israel right here. Go ahead.
"And see ye indeed, but perceive not. Make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert and be healed."
And that's why, even though it's plain to us, I mean, we could read through the Bible and see, oh man, the Lord said our seed would be overthrown among the nations. Hey, the Lord said that we would be scattered among all nations, all right, as a curse. But you got Israelites, man. They call themselves Israelites that only believe in the Old Testament. You got Israelites that don't reverence Yahushua. You got Israelites that can't seem to understand the Israelite foreigners, you know. You got Israelites that talk about building up a kingdom within Esau's kingdom, you know. You got Israelites that believe in all kind of stupid shit, man. And the reason is because Isaiah 6 and 9, the Lord cursed 2/3 of the nation of Israel. And to not be able to attain this information is a curse. Alright, go ahead.
There's St. John 6 and 60. "Many therefore of his disciples, when they had heard this, said, This is an hard saying, who can hear it?"
Man, this is a hard saying. Who can hear it? That's why Amos 3 and 7, it tells you that, you know, he reveals the secrets unto his servants, the prophets. Okay? Hey, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua calls whoever he wants to into this thing and gives them this understanding, and they understand. And that's just how this works. God.
This is Romans chapter 9 verse 6. "Not is so the word of Yahweh had taken none effect, for they are not all Israel, which are of Israel."
Yep. They are not all Israel, which are of Israel, meaning that they are of the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay, but the Lord rejected them from being the spiritual seed, man.
Yeah, they're not part of the elect. Meaning there's nothing they can do to receive the true end aside and ultimately destroy them.
Oh, yeah?
It's the simplest way I can look at it. They can't receive the knowledge, and they're going to be put to death. Crucified. Because hey, the scripture says he shall do whatever death by me.
Yeah, yeah.
That's going to be a heavy judgment.
Well, you think about it too, because you got the apostles and the elders constantly putting these rebukes out, you know, and you still got these idiots out here walking around, taking pictures with guns, you know, pushing out false doctrine, coming out with wacky stories.
And that nigga Alizé said, the book of Hebrews is not the word of the Lord.
Wow.
That's why I did a video called "This Nigga Said What."
Oh man, that's crazy.
He said the book of Hebrews is not the word of the Lord.
See, that's madness.
That's what that nigga is.
That's madness. That's Isaiah 6 and 9, bro. If you're gonna totally discredit an entire book out of the Bible, you're a madman. Something's wrong with you, man.
And the book of Hebrews mentions prophecy. So how can you do away with prophecy? And the Lord says if you have it your way, you're gonna have the elections.
Taking away a whole book. Taking away a whole book, man. that Isaiah 6 and 9 again?
There's Isaiah 6 and 9, and he said, "Go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not."
Yeah, Isaiah's looking at the book of Hebrews, but he can't perceive that it's part of the Bible. That's crazy, man. That's a heavy curse, bro. And you know why the Lord's doing that to him? Because he's proud, man. Because he's super proud. Look what happened during the Passover, what he did. And then after that, he basically came out acting like even more of an asshole, man. Trying to justify himself.
He said the apostle to heart is no longer allowed to be in the biblical principles because he's too old.
Oh, man. Where does it say that in the Bible?
Because he's too old. It says, he said, man, like I said, he is the head of Israel.
Yeah, right. Mr. Post-Passover stripper party. It's the head of Israel. Yeah, right.
That's what he wrong. Because Passover is a Sabbath. They're fucking turning up, throwing dollars at bottles, girls' booties. That's what I do.
That's not the type of image to be pushing. You're supposed to be pushing a sincere, very serious vibe, man. Hello. Bless you guys. Yeah, you too. Take it easy. Hey, bro, the mark of the beast is coming soon, man.
Yep, I know that.
They're gonna microchip you if you don't let them, man. You gotta resist it. He said he don't believe in that. He said something about God being the Savior, which the Lord is the Savior, but you have to repent to Yahweh. That guy, the Lord is not in his thoughts. You can see that. Yahweh has to be in your thoughts. So that's why we push these scriptures so that you can understand that. All right, you can understand the world that we're living in. America is Babylon, bro. That's why they have this homosexual agenda where they're talking about coming for your children. Is that the world that you want to live in? Yeah. He said you can't stop your kids from seeing things on the internet.
It's fucked up because you can't resist your children from receiving the curriculum that Esau wants to install within them. So your children are going to school one fucking day, some fucking drag demon is in there teaching your children some weird shit, man. Then your child comes home, does some worship, you learn that.
Well, that's what that creepy Joe Biden was talking about, putting gender studies in primary school.
That's how it's concerned.
Primary school is the kindergarten to 6th grade.
That shit's preschool, bro. Preschool. And there were toddlers, bro, literally.
Here it is. Your child, let's say you have a son. And he's playing with Spider-Man and Batman toys, and here comes this fucking weirdo adult, some random stranger that's gonna start talking about gay sex with your son. This fucking playing, they're still playing with action figures and shit. He ain't thinking about none of that. That's why Yahweh is gonna destroy this place, man. The Lord's gonna save, all right, his people. All right, you other nations, you're going to be destroyed, man. You're going to go into slavery. All right, because you perpetuating all this, especially you Edomites, man. You're the number one. You're the number one transgressor. You are the wicked, man. You are he that transgresses. That transgresses by wine, okay? Which is your philosophy, man. Your new world order, your whole fucking system, man.
This is Ezekiel 35:6. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord power, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Even blood shall pursue thee. Thus will I make Mount Seir desolate, and cut off from it him that passed out, and him that returneth. And I will fill his mountains with his slain men, in thy hills and in thy valleys, and in all thy rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword.
Yeah, and that's going to happen to you, because when you read 2nd Ezra and it talks about a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord, you have a lot of Israelites, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans that believe in Jesus. They believe in God one way or another. Either most of the time they're into Islam or they're into Christianity, man. And then the Hebrew Israelites are growing at such an exponential rate. You have many so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans that are waking up to the truth. All right, whether it be the full truth or whether it be madness, they're still waking up. Okay, and so there's going to be a great many of you Israelites that Esau is going to come down upon having great rap, man. That insurrection is going to come down upon. All right, because he wants to get rid of the Bible. He wants to take the Most High. He wants to take the Bible, the words of God, out of the equation, man. He wants to take God out of the equation because he wants to be God, man. And these scriptures are completely against his ways. His whole agenda is about Satanism, man. You know, promoting wickedness.
Verse 9, and I will make you perpetual desolations, and thy cities shall not return, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh Shai. Because thou hast said, these two nations, though these two countries, possessing, whereas the Lord was there. Therefore as I live, said the Lord Yahweh, I will even do according to thy anger, and according to thy envy which thou hast used out of thy hatred against them. And I will make myself known among them when I have judged thee.
Yep. Because what? Because Esau has a professional hatred for Israel. He's not going to stop until you're either dead or chipped, man.
He ain't gonna stop until the Lord kills his ass, man. Until the Lord puts us in slavery.
Well, I mean, in his mind.
Yeah. His mind.
In basically, when you speaking about his hatred and his envy, in his mind, he don't want to stop until you're gone, basically, man. One way or the other, right? That's why he wants to depopulate the earth so heavily, man, because basically he sees the earth as being overtaken by Israel, man.
He wants to shoot these nukes because he knows everything he's done tried to work. He created AIDS, this fucking put poison earth. All this shit that the scriptures tell you that you shall drink poison and live.
Or he made your entire culture about sinning against the Lord, man. Committing murder, adultery, homosexuality, like all manner of vile abominations against Yahweh. He's basically turned that into so-called black culture, which you embrace. You know what I'm saying? Drug dealing and gang banging and all this nonsense. Okay, Esau injected all of that and called it, and has you call it your culture, man.
Yeah, it's black culture. You want to be in things like that. You have a whole genre. Black assembly.
Yep.
Black culture. Yep. And where do you find the nation of black in the scriptures? The Bible literally tells you all the nations that exist in the world. Where's the nation of blackness? So this nigga done tried everything he possibly could to kill you. He knows it doesn't work. So he's like, fuck it. We're gonna implement a nuclear war so we can destroy the world. That's his thought. But really that was the thought of Yahweh Shai against him.
He created Esau to destroy himself and bring judgment upon the world through that, man. And then while Esau thinks, he's basically winning, because the elites are the ones that the Lord put in their spirit to do all these things. The Lord's going to come back and put these nations into slavery, man. And the Yahweh Shai is going to take the earth back.
Yeah, right here one more time. Let's see. Yeah, Ezekiel 35 and 11. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh Shai, I will even do according to thine anger, and according to thine envy which thou hast used out of thy hatred against them. And I will make myself known among them when I have judged thee. So the Lord's going to use his people to do it. Just like it tells you in, I believe, Isaiah 25 or Ezekiel 25. He says, thus I shall lay my hands upon Esau, or I shall take vengeance upon Esau by the hands of my people Israel. You know, just don't. He was going to use his people to captivate all the other nations. That's prophecy.
And then what I was gonna say too about how Will was talking about you got that black genre when you go into movies, and then what are the first movies and damn near the only movies you're gonna see?
You're gonna see Friday. You're gonna see next Friday. You're gonna see Friday after the next.
Boys in the Hood.
The other one, Menace to Society.
Menace to Society 1, Menace to Society 2.
3 Strikes.
All kinds of Medeas.
Oh. You know,
Just madness.
I never watched one of those.
I've never seen one of those.
That shit's highly. Got it in a suit, in a woman's, dressed as a woman.
It's like a Black Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Oh. Man, let's wicked with this fella.
and that's your, you know, that's your genre right there. That's your legacy of movies. Drug dealer movies, homosexual movies, gangbanging movies. That's your culture.
You acting as a fool.
Yep.
Coming to America too, man. We're not Africans, man. Okay? All the nations of the world did not come from Africa. We read the scriptures, everybody came from Jerusalem. You know, but here it is, they want to push it on you. That you're a Hamite, that you're African. This is why we're out here. Like the truth. What does the scripture say to come with good tidings and preach good will of God? Man, that doesn't go, man. But there's another one that says, the captive exile hastily, that he may be loosed. And that his bread should not fail when he died in the bed. You know, we're captives, we're exiled from our land. And there it is, we're stirring up the other captives. Hey man, this is the truth. Okay, you want to die here? You got that movie called Bang about the gladiators. You got to a point with the gladiators, you're like, man, they're just gonna kill us all. Might as well band together. That's what we're telling our people, man. You didn't come back to Yahweh Shemi Shai. At least Yahweh Shemi Shai destroy you.
Romans 10 and 13 it says, for whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. How then shall they call on him in whom they have not believed? And how shall they believe in him of whom they have not heard? And how shall they hear without a preacher? And how shall they preach except they be sent? As it is written, how beautiful are the feet of them that preach the gospel of peace and bring glad tidings of good things. And that's what we're here to proclaim. You know, is that all that stuff is not really your culture. Your culture is really rooted in peace and prosperity, man. When you look in the Old Testament and see how Jacob was meant to be living, okay, because the laws were set up. The main 2 laws are to love Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, and like unto it, the second greatest law was to love thy neighbor as thyself. And so all Israel was supposed to live in peace with each other. It was because, all right, of the wickedness that was done that Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai put these curses on you, man. And Esau is basically pitting you against each other, man. Okay, he's the one that started all these different, just like the whole crack era. It's well known who injected crack into your neighborhood, man. And the reason why that happened was because there was a movement called the Black Panther movement, in which they were trying to better their neighborhoods, okay, better the streets. And what Esau did was put crack in there to have you start fighting with each other, man. And then Jake started forming gangs, all right, and it all happened over crack sales, man.
Yeah, because everything goes back to curses. Why we have an equal eye towards one another. Like Esau, the elite, they read the scriptures and they profited off of that. This is Zechariah chapter 1, verse 15. I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease, for I was but a little displeased, and they helped for the affliction.
Yep, they helped forward the affliction. That's why they got liquor stores. That's why they got Planned Parenthood. That's why they got gun stores in all these neighborhoods so that you can get all jacked up. That's why they got all these drugs and guns being smuggled into the country, and most of them are landed where? Places like Chicago, man. That's why there's so many shootings, man.
It was in LA, I think it was a brick. And it was going into how they would just stumble across fucking trains, cargo trains, fucking grenades in there, rocket launchers, AK-47s. They're like, we don't have connects to fucking, these weapons producers. They're just dropping them off in us so they can just smack each other. Yeah, that's why the scripture says the heathen help with the affliction. And the gangs that were coming up in the 40s, 50s, Latin kings and vice lords and all them niggas, when they were going to war fighting each other, it was mainly fist fights. And then when shit got crazy, it was like they brought out a bag, a chain, fucking women flip pocket knives. The guns wasn't around till like the late 50s, 60s. Esau was dropping them off in there, man. Before that, they were just stabbing each other, little balls here and there.
Like that movie, The Warrior.
Like that movie, the other one before that, the one in New York, the police fighting,
West Side Story.
West Side Story. That was 40s, 50s when they were in suits and shit. That's what I was.
I say The Warriors because when you watch the movie The Warriors, you had all these gangs, and they were all and then somebody smoked that dude that was trying to bring everyone together. All hell breaks loose, and they're all fighting with like bats and bricks and shit like that. And then one of them has a gun, and everybody's all spooked. And he's the only one out of all these motherfuckers that has a gun on him.
Yeah, because that's not how it was back then. Yeah, going back to the Friday, Bryce keeps him with the gun out the drawer. His dad's telling him, bringing it down to him, like, nah, you fight with your hands and shit. Because that's how it was back then. And then Esau brought these fucking guns out. All hell broke loose, man. Niggas nowadays, look, you got little fucking darts, that'll blow your fucking head off.
Yeah. Oh, that's why you have that song, that song with that dude HD said, if I can't knock it down, then my thing can't. Because, hey man, this world is waxed worse and worse. Valor has gone straight out the window. Now somebody gets punched in the face. They don't want to get a run back. They just want to get a gun and kill that person, man. There's straight pussy out here, man. You think you're hard because you have a gun and everything, but real valor came from a true test of strength. Back in the ancient world, you had sword fights, man. That was a true test of strength, man.
Man, but that's what you was really getting at. You gotta be quick. What is it, man?
Isaiah 9:5.
Yeah. It's Isaiah chapter 9, verse 5. It says, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. So they got down real valiantly, hand to hand, up close combat, melee. Even when it was no bows and arrows.
Hey, it takes skill to shoot the bow, man.
It took skill, and your job was to knock down front line. You can't take on an army. It says, for every battle of the warrior, his swords and garments will be blood. But this shall be burning in fuel of fire.
Yep. And that's what missiles and bombs, man. Machine guns and stuff, man.
Regular guns. Because it takes fire.
That's what it is.
So fire.
Because all a bullet is a mini bomb.
Yeah.
It's just a little bomb that gets shot out of a pressurized tube. You know, if you look at a bullet, it's got the little metal tip, and then it's got a big cartridge in the back of it. It's filled with gunpowder, man. It's filled with explosives. And what happens is you pull the trigger, and then the hammer strikes the back of it, and it explodes in the gun, and that's what propels the bullet out. That's how the mechanism works. You know, that's the sword that Esau was given. And that's another indicator. There's many indicators that show that who Esau is, man. You know.
There's Revelation 6:4, and there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth.
And look at the earth, man. The earth is in chaos. Okay, hey, look at since the devil's been empowered. Okay, there's been 2 world wars. There's been 2 world wars since he's been in power, man. Okay? And they happened damn near back to back. And now there's getting ready to be a 3rd world war. Why? Because Esau's just going around, alright, putting pressure on all these different nations. You know? Yeah, Biden's talking about he wants to pull troops out of Afghanistan, and Russia's like, you better not be pulling them troops out to send them over to the Baltics, basically, man. You better not be pulling them troops out to go help them with Ukraine and shit.
What's crazy about the Baltics, you know, just quick, is the Baltics are heavily armed, man. They got hella strategic missile systems out there in the Baltic states. They got hella those, man. Because they know that if they get invaded, they can just shoot those off. And this was years ago. This was like 2016 when they placed it out there. So people might have forgotten that they got fucking troops everywhere, man.
See? And then on top of that, China was saying you better not be pulling your troops out to fuck with Taiwan.
Right now, Japan is fucking with China. I had this nigga at work talking about crypto. He's like, I hope. He's like, then you never know, this war will break out. China, Japan's threatening China. We know that America and Japan are allies. Who's allies with China? Big dog Russia.
And that's what China was saying, is that it would be a grave mistake for Japan to link up with America.
Well, they link by default, you know, because they got bases. American bases on them. They've been there. You finish up?
Back in Revelation 6:4, and there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword.
What greater sword has there ever been in the history of the earth greater than the nuclear missile, man, that humans have been able to wield? Okay, not any that our history could record, man. Because the Lord said that there would not be any of the like thereafter ever again. There was none before it, and there will be none after it. Okay, and these missiles have the power to destroy continents, man. That's why America's going to be destroyed. The Lord's going to show you the full power that these missiles have, man.
Chapter 12. rejected me. For he found no place of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears. As prophecy unto this day, Esau can't repent. Esau can never be forgiven. Okay? His soul is declined from the foundation of the universe. Okay? He was created to be used and then abused. Used and then destroyed. That's the element, that's the destiny of your so-called weapon that descend from Esau Edom. Okay, your destiny is to be destroyed. Right? There's nothing you can do. You can't come before us and beg. You can't come before the Lord. Kiss the Lord's feet and beg. He's not going to forgive you, man. Okay, you're destroyed. And that was contained in the book of Hebrews. So if this ain't the word of the Lord, that means Esau can't forget.
This is 2 Ezra 6 and 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times, or when shall be the end of the first, and the beginning of it that followeth?
And what shall be the end of this world? And what shall be the beginning of the new world? Because there is going to be a new order. It's just not going to be ruled by Esau. It's going to be ruled by Yahushai and his elect.
And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. And Jacob is going to get his runbacks. They were fighting in the water, remember the story. And Esau was like trying to crawl out, and Jacob was holding his ass like, no, nigga, we gonna keep getting it up. And then what happened? Time progressed. Esau got control of this world, and Jacob is going to have the next world. This world is on its way out, man. We got fucking trees captivated, man. We got trees that look fucking chains of stone, man. We got the sky, it's all covered in canvas. Because when we were younger, you could actually see a really blue sky.
Yeah, you got Esau talking about blotting out the sun with spraying shit with cattle.
Chocolate. Yeah.
This guy's a fucking man.
Yeah. That's why it says in the Revelation that and shall not he destroy them that destroy the world, that destroy the earth. So Esau, you destroyed the earth. Continuing to do so. Ultimately, you're going to be destroyed. Esau's going to have a rough time in the kingdom there. Because everything he did, he's going to undo. We're not going to go around and farm and do all kinds of work. That's going to be Esau's job. You know, or building castles that he destroyed that were Jake's, like Constantinople, where the Byzantine, the Holy Roman Empire was. And Esau destroyed those castles. You're going to have to rebuild all that shit up too. Because it was going to be more extravagant. You know, in the kingdom, I want a castle. I love them too. Instead of having to bring it to the house home, nice, big ass castle. Redone. And then someone's going to be building it.
Yep. What does it say that Esau's gonna bomb it up as good? Bomb it up all these riches?
Swore down riches and shit.
Bomb them up, man. Esau has he's gonna have a major restitution effect. What did it say?
Such as the restitution.
Yeah, it was like what thou hast done, basically, right?
According to the substance.
Yeah.
Restitution. And when you look up restitution, it's like what you owe for part of a crime or to repay a bill. You know, and that restitution is according to substance, which Job 9:24 says that earth was given into the hands of the wicked. So his substance is everything, and he's gonna have to give it to Jacob.
Yeah, Job 20 and 18. that which he labored for shall he restore, and shall not swallow it down. According to his substance shall the restitution be, and he shall not rejoice therein. Because he hath oppressed and forsaken the poor, because he hath violently taken away an house which he builded not. Surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly, he shall not save of that which he desired. There shall none of his meat be left, therefore shall no man look for his goods. In the fullness of his sufficiency he shall be in straits, every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. When he is about to fill his belly, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. It is drawn and cometh out of the body, yea, the glittering sword cometh out of his gall. Terrors are upon him. And that's today, man. So, everything that you stole, you're going to have to, you're basically going to give it back. Alright?
Oh, it's hot.
So
Yeah.
terror should be fun.
Hot, hot, hot.
You know, you're going to flee from the bows, flee from the sword, the bow of steel shall strike him through. There ain't going to be nowhere for you to go, man. That's the judgment of Yahweh Shah upon the nation of Egypt. Zephaniah 1:14, the great day of the Lord is near, it is near, and hastens greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord, the mighty man shall cry there bitterly. That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness, a day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers. And I will bring distress upon men, and they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord, and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as the dung. Man. I mean, that's the scripture, man. Revelation 11 and 18, and the nations were angry when thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth. So this is what the scriptures are talking about. You know, this is what World War III is for. You know, when you go into Revelation 6 and 4, what did it say? It said that they would take peace from the earth and that they would kill one another. Alright, the Edomites. Alright? Why? Because thou was forsaken and oppressed poor. Alright? So-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, but chiefly, you know, the nation of Israel, the ones that wake up to the truth. You know, that's who Yahweh is going to deliver. You know, and destroy this place, basically.
This second Esdras 8:1, and he answered me, saying, the Most High hath made this world for many, but the world to come for few. I will tell thee a similitude, Esdras, as when thou askest the earth,